Okay, so these have had 2 coats, but I'm not quite happy. Yeah, I can still see a few streaks. So I'm going to go ahead now and do the 3rd coat on a few of these paintings. This is Liquitex Professional Gloss Varnish. This is a smaller 8-ounce bottle. I have like 4 of these. I found a sale. And it was only for this size. So I'm just going to put some on. Foam brush, just your standard foam brush. The key is, no matter how you put it on at first, to make sure that all your final brush strokes go the same direction. So I'm doing this to cover all the edges and all the corners. I'm going to add a little bit more because I see a few streaks, and the goal is for this to be the top coat. No more streaks. So we're going to pull it, and if you do a little extra on it, what it does is, if you can tell, except for right there, there's a little streak, is after the first 2 coats, pretty much the 3rd coat kind of self-levels itself. There's no brush strokes. That brings out that silver really nicely. So, got a 3rd coat. I'm not going to do a 3rd coat on the edges. This up here on my drying rack. This one actually already has 3 coats, but I left some brush marks because I was really rushed with this one. I had company and I wasn't able to kind of just sit in here and chill and take my time with it. And you never want to get rushed like that, because the final product can really suffer, because if those brush strokes are too thick, a thick 3rd coat's not going to cover them up, and it's going to take a 4th coat or a 5th coat. And I've had that happen on one painting where I've been so rushed that I was so heavy-handed. The coat was really thick and it didn't work. Okay, so I'm actually not seeing brush strokes, but I have a little bit of extra white, like it's really cloudy in this corner. So I'm going to try and see if that'll self-level. I hope you can see this. Like, I'm wondering if that makes it better. See where there's no strokes. So this one, good. I'm actually happy that I didn't miss any of the corners, any of the edges. It's actually a little white right there on the edge, so I'm going to rub a little off. And we're going to let it dry. Hopefully that will be the final coat on that one. Some of these you have probably not seen the videos to yet. This one was groovy. This was the first try on contest winner, but it wasn't as subtle as the winner would have liked. So we did a second one, and you'll see that one in a minute too, because it's on my list to varnish. Because as soon as these are completely varnished, completely set up, dry, signed, and that's something else. I do 2 to 3 coats of varnish on my paintings, then I sign them, and then I add another coat of varnish. And I do that because I have seen people that varnish and then sign on top, and I've seen people take and scrub off that signature because it's on top of the varnish, so it's easier to wipe off without ruining the painting. And for that reason, I always varnish over my work, my signature. just because there are people who will do that to cause issues. Okay. This is Groves of Minions. Let's see, can you see it? It has had 2 coats. This should be the final coat. This was for our other contest winner. This is actually Bridget's, and everybody throw some congratulations Bridget's way, because the day after I did this pour, her son was born. So it's kind of, you know, a way to meet my clients and make lasting memories. Get to know you guys a little bit better, so that was nice. There's a little spot in the middle. And it doesn't matter which direction you finish in, you can go down, which I normally do, as long as everything on the painting is the same direction. And that looks good. So we're going to slide it up there. And when I'm done, I'll show you what I'm putting it on. This is Minions Part 2, because I wasn't sure if she was going to be happy, and I wanted to try something else. But she was very happy with that one. Even though she was happy with that one, because I had already poured this one as a backup, because I was unable to check in with her because she was at the hospital in labor. I went ahead and did this one, and she will be receiving both of these because these are for her son's bedroom. So I believe that's a surprise to her. I don't think I've told her yet that I'm sending both. So if you're watching Bridget, you are receiving both of these. And the silver in this one is just really nice. Like, it gives perfect lacing to all the yellows and blues. We're going to put that on the drying rack and hopefully not touch the phone. Okay. This one there is no video for, because my phone decided it was going to stop working. And it actually shifted a lot because there was a lot more yellows. But, you know, it happens. I had set it down in my drying rack that I let my paints dry in, because I can't dry them where I dry my varnish, because the varnish won't drip, the paint will. So I have some cardboard drying racks that I use, and the bottom of it is now full of paint, because this painting and one other painting, I'm pretty sure it was Groovy, half of the flower on Groovy faded. This one actually had a flower. This is the center and these are the petals, but it did not stay. And pull this one this way. This one is in almost all metallics. Let me just check everywhere, make sure. I don't know if you can see that, but like there's silver running through between all of the cells at the top and over here. Like, it's just a run of silver. That might be too bright. I don't know why this phone is acting out today. It is a new phone, so I'm learning it, so we'll see how it goes. But that one is good. So we're going to put it on the drying rack. This one, there is a 3-part video, 2, that has not been posted yet. I've actually planned on posting that one. Well, by the time you see this, it will be posted. I'm actually going to post it tomorrow. So, by the time you see this, it will be posted. But this one was a tree ring pour, and it just didn't make me happy. So then I decided to do ribbons across it, almost like a dirty pour, but just huge ribbons, and then I decided to do some smaller ribbons to give it a 3D effect. And this is actually the second coat on this one, so I am doing the edges because they've only had one. Pull that down, a little extra on that edge, and check it. So this one will be getting another coat. And it has a lot of gold in it that actually is very beautiful. And the heart. It has had one coat, and I'm getting ready to put the second coat. This is wood, not canvas. I've done a couple wood pieces, and this one has some grooves, so I'll make sure I get down in the grooves with the varnish. This one was a test pour for an upcoming wedding pour that I'm doing. And I needed to see kind of how the colors were going to work on a heart, how they were going to move around. I actually have extra on here, and I don't have any other paintings to do, so I'm just going to wipe it on my box and try to come through and pull some of this excess off. If I have to, I will get a clean brush to do that with. Okay. Pull some of this excess out of here, because I don't want it to bubble over and be all foggy. I'm actually going to set that brush down and grab a different brush, which, I mean, I get a 24 pack of these at Walmart for like $3. So even if I do wash them out, which I do most of the time, unless I accidentally forget and let it dry, then, you know, it's still not that expensive. The pouring medium is the expensive part. Okay, that looks good. Now what I'm going to do, if my phone will allow, is move this chair and show you. Okay, so that's my pouring area and some of my skins. And this is the side rail off of a crib. When you take the rail off to make the toddler bed, this is the rail. So that is where I let my varnished paintings hang out and dry. And then the box that I was mentioning is this, and I have two of them, and I just dip my paintings in them and the paint drips. This is the project I'm working on, and lots of skins. So I've got lots of stuff working on. And then here's my art pole. This is nowhere near all of them, but these are the ones that I've done over the last few weeks, minus that one. That one was a custom piece that was not bought, was not paid for. So that is a color flash piece. I'm really having trouble with this lighting today. Let's roll this chair out of the way. So I love this one. One of my favorites. Another color shift piece. Reaching for the light. Another one. And my door. I've got some larger pieces over there, and I had took all of those off the wall and wrapped them. But see, my room's been taken over by baby stuff. And there's some of my dot work.